Everyone, and welcome to Muscle Tone. This is the first class in general. There has been a couple publications out there, a couple advertisements, but today we are going to live stream it. So welcome to everybody who is joining in or watching the video at a later time. Give me just a couple moments. I'm going to set up, get everything ready, and we'll get started, okay? Alrighty, so before we get started, some things that I do want to mention is this is a kind of go at your own pace class, okay? We are going to be going through a series of different exercises focusing on upper and lower extremities, different muscle groups, everything like that. We will be doing static and dynamic stretching at the beginning and end of the class, so please feel free to follow along, modify where you can. I wish I could be there with you guys, kind of helping you along the way, but please feel what feels best, or please do what feels best for you, okay? Yes, so before we get started, let's go ahead and do some dynamic stretching. Get our muscles nice and loose, warm, everything like that. Real quick, we're just gonna bend down. We're going 1, we'll do 2 more. Kind of reaching out through all the fingertips. Good. I'll step out, stretch over. Good. We really want to think about holding each position for about 5 seconds or so. Kind of bringing it in, making sure we get that flat back. Bringing it down over the knee. Going center. Plie. Roll up. To the other side. Same thing. Really think about extending as far as you can. Going to that flat back. Bringing it on down. Going center. Plie. Rolling up. We're going to do the same stretch, just a little bit quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to plie, we're going to stay down. We really want to think about tracking our knees over our toes, not bringing that knee in, not sitting too far out, allowing our elbows to push against our knees. That way everything is in good alignment. Then we go over to that right lunge. Really want to think about just keeping our body moving, right? And with this lunge, we want to think about our knee tracking over the middle of our foot, just like this, right? So we don't want it too far forward. We don't want it too far back. We want it right at a 90-degree angle with our knee. And really pushing through that left leg, so not dropping it like this, but really thinking about keeping everything straight. We bring it up. It is a little early in the morning, so my body's kind of tight. So if you can do more than I can, I give props to you. Again, feel free to go at your own pace, though. Here you want to think about getting your nose to touch your knee. Good, and then bring it back down. Going center. Keeping everything as straight as possible, trying not to roll in, roll out, keeping everything straight. Let me go to the other side. And if you can, I know a lot of people, what they do is they kind of stay on that heel, right? On this heel over here, they kind of pop that heel up and sit on it. If you can, try to push that heel to the floor and sit on that flat foot. Good, let's bring it over to the left side. Thinking the same thing with our knee at that 90-degree angle, pushing through that right leg now. Good, bringing it up. Same thing, both knees as straight as you can. Knee, nose to knee. Good, feet together. And then give me 4 pliés. Good, allowing those ankles to come up, allowing that heel to come up. That's 1. Kind of shifting around those ankles just a little bit, kind of waking up all those muscles and the joints and everything like that. That's 2. Bringing it back down. Little movements, little movements. This is 3. That's 4, and roll it up. All right. Focusing on that head, we're just tilting, keeping our body straight. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looking to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. All this is doing is just increasing, kind of waking up our range of motion through our body. Going down and up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Circle around, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, go 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, other way to the left, or to the right, whichever you prefer. I'm not too sure which side you started on. All right, waking up those shoulders now. 1, 2, 3. All right, going to the front. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. From here, keeping our feet planted, right, shoulder width apart. We're kind of grabbing our arms up here, right in front of our chest, and we're twisting. Yes, kind of waking up that spine and that vertebral column. Good, all right. We want that right arm across the chest, pulling with that left. Just get a nice, good pull. Other side. Other side. Other side. Good, kind of feeling that stretch. Now, going overhead, we got our elbow tucked, pulling on that elbow. And gently pull, gently pull. Don't do anything too crazy. All right, bring it back down. And then gently pull. You should start to feel that stretch all throughout here. Good, bring it back up. Other side again. Good, one more time. All right, y'all step back a little bit, going back to the lower extremities. What we want to do, find a countertop if you can. We're going to bring up that leg, right? Pulling from that toe or that heel or that ankle. We want to tuck those knees together and we want to push our hips to the front, right? You know, finding that balance, however works best for you. You should feel a stretch all along the front of the quadriceps. Good. Nice and easy, not too long, right? So pulling from that toe, tucking that knee, and pushing those hips forward. Alrighty. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have one foot right foot in the other with that heel flexed. We want that heel flexed, right? We're gonna lift up and we're just gonna slowly roll through. Just like this, good. Doing it again. Should feel a stretch all along the back of the leg. Good, other side. Right, we got that toe flexed, that heel flexed. All right. Good. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. All right, that does complete our dynamic stretch portion. Please feel free to get some water, okay? Now that we've got our muscles kind of woken up a little bit, they're waking up a little bit, take some water, take about 30 seconds to a minute or so, and we'll get started on our exercises. Good job, everyone. I've got my water right here. Alrighty, just go ahead and keep that by you, keep it nice and handy. So, before we get started with our exercises, if you guys do have a yoga mat, anything like that, some cushions that make you feel a little bit more comfortable doing the exercises, we will be laying on the floor for some of them. Please feel free to grab that, okay? I'm not sure if you can pause the video or not, but whatever works best for you. One thing I do want to remember, sorry, I'm looking at my phone because I have all of the exercises right here. Like I said, they are kind of like station-based, right? One thing I want you guys to remember is they are exercises, right? But I do have different levels for them. So if I'm doing something here, you don't feel quite ready for that, we don't have our muscles kind of to that strength level yet, that's okay, okay? That's what this class is for. If you can, I'm gonna try to modify as much as I can, kind of switching back and forth between different levels of exercises, everything like that. But if you still are feeling a little bit complicated, or like it still feels a little complicated, having a little bit of difficulty with the strength aspect of it, please feel free to reach out. I would love to help out and see what we can do to modify those, okay? So the first one I wanna work on is push-ups, okay? All we're doing, we're just gonna be doing 3 sets of 10 for most of these exercises, okay? So with push-ups, I'll do the modified version first, okay? And then I will also face this way. So it's kind of accountability for me, making sure I do it properly, right? The modified version, if you do have a countertop at home, please feel free to do it on a countertop, right? Kind of keeping that elevated angle. Otherwise, we are on our knees, right? You can cross your legs, whatever you prefer. Just kind of reaching out just a little bit. Your hands will be shoulder width apart. And what we want to do is we want to keep our abdomen tight, right? Kind of engaging that core, keeping everything nice and tight to the body. And we're just doing 10 repetitions. You can bring up the feet if you want. Alrighty. I want you to take about 20 to 30 second rest, okay? During this rest, I do want to talk to you guys about kind kind of just things to check in, right? Making sure that that abdomen is tight. We have our shoulders nice and tucked. We don't want them too far out here for right now, right? We don't want them too far in. Not working on triangle push-ups today. But yeah, just a nice comfortable position where everything is nice and tucked here, okay? So, going up the level, right? We have our feet off, or our knees off of the floor, right? Keeping the abdomen tucked. We're doing 10 repetitions. Alrighty, take your rest. Another important thing to know is the speed of our exercises, right? So between each repetition that we're doing, we want to make sure that we're not going too fast and not too slow, okay? If we go too slow, it does get very difficult very quickly. But if we go fast, then momentum takes over as opposed to the motor units in our muscles, okay? So just something to keep in mind. Let's do one more set. And take your break. Again, feel free to get water if you would like. Okay, so the next one that I want to go over is a squat, okay? There are a bunch of different ways to do a squat, depending on where you want to put your hands. I guess my advice to you, put your hands wherever you feel comfortable, right? Whether they're here, 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 I'm not too sure why they would be here, but whatever works best for you. The only suggestion I have for you is to keep them up here, right? So we don't want them down here, we don't want to be down here below our trunk. We want to keep everything nice and up, okay? I will keep my hands here. One thing to remember is that a squat is a hip strategy. And what that means is instead of bending from the knees, right, going forward like this, we want to think about sitting those hips back, just like this. Good, and then keeping our chest up. We're gonna do 10 repetitions, 3 sets. Right, so we got nice shoulder width apart feet, arms up, keeping our chest and our head up, and we're gonna squat. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good, and take a break. Something else to mention is when we do our squat, we really want to think about knees over toes, right? So we don't want this, we don't want this, right? We want to have our knees directly go over our toes, no matter which direction we're facing, okay? It's getting kind of toasty in here. Okay, so now I'm going to face this way, just a different perspective so you can see. And we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a break. Again, feel free to get water at any point. Take about 10 more seconds or so. Alrighty, one more set. Good. Take a little break. Okay. Just for the sake of time, feel free to, again, do 3 sets of 10. That is my recommendation for you. But just to get to the rest of the exercises, we'll do 1 set of 10 each, okay? And then I'll try to break it down as much as we can. And we'll go from there, okay? So the next one that I want to do is tricep dips. Again, there are different levels that you could do with a tricep dip. I'm just gonna be doing standard on the floor, on your yoga mat, whatever you have. Keeping our abdomen tight, right? We want to be in this like crab position. Our hands are facing that way, right? Towards our feet. Keeping everything in alignment, keeping those hips up, right? We want to have everything as flat as possible, and we're just doing 10 repetitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. That right there, that's working your anterior deltoid, your triceps, everything like that. Again, do what feels best for you, okay? Take a little break. And now that I am only doing the 1 set, please feel free to pause it, continue doing your other 2 sets, and then just restart that video whenever you feel ready. So the next thing I want to do is, I believe bridges, glute bridges, okay? So back on the floor. Just like this. See if I can scoot over a little bit. We're here. And on our hands on the floor, we want to eliminate all of this extra space down here in our lower back, right? By activating the core, keeping everything nice and tight, right? Our feet digging to the floor, not to the toe, not to the heel, but nice and flat and even, okay? Now what we want to think about is squeezing the glutes and then lifting up and slowly dropping down. Squeezing, going up, and slowly dropping down. Okay. So what those are activating our major muscle groups in our lower extremities, right? Our glutes, right? Our 3 different glutes. Yes, keeping everything activated. Always, always, always keep everything activated as much as you can, okay? For whatever's necessary, of course. Take a little break. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost done. You guys are doing really, really good. Okay. The next thing I want to do is a plank. Okay. Again, there are multiple different ways to do a plank, right? Up against the counter, similar to a push-up. We've got knees on the floor. We've got different types. We've got elbow planks, full extension planks, everything like that. I'll kind of be switching through. I'll set a timer. We're only gonna do a minute. Okay. Do as much as you can. If you feel like you can go further, longer, please do so, okay? Some things to keep in mind is when we do it, we really want to think about, of course, squeezing that core. Everything's very centered around the core. We want to think about, as we go through, try to minimize as much extra movement as possible, right? So we don't want all this swaying if it's not necessary. We don't want any... if we're here, we don't want any dips, right? We don't want this. We don't want this. We want to keep everything nice and flat, okay? So I will set that minute timer. And we'll start on our knees, okay? Here we go. All right, so we've got elbow knee planks. We've got extension knee planks, keeping our core activated. We've got knees off the floor, core activated. We've got shoulder taps, bringing that right shoulder, or the right hand to the left shoulder, and vice versa. We've got normal elbow planks. Good. Alrighty, that is our minute of the plank. Take a little break. You guys are doing good. I hope there's a little bit of a sweat going for you. I know there is for me. Okay, the next thing I want to do is calf raises. So if you're at home, wherever you're at, if there's a countertop, a chair, please feel free to grab that. I'm going to grab the bar. All right. So, with these calf raises, I'll bring it back a little bit. One thing we want to think about is when we're doing these, we want to make sure that our feet are together, right? And we have everything nice and tight, glutes activated, core activated, everything like that. We just want to think about going straight up. Right? What's very common is a rocking motion, just like this. We do not want that, okay? What we want to do is we want to stay very symmetrical in this plane, right? In this vertical plane. Kind of like you're in a toaster oven, right? A little toaster. And we don't want to burn ourselves on the edges, right? So we want to stay just in this plane. There's 2 positions that I want to go over. There's parallel position with our feet. Just give me 10 reps, right? So squeezing our glutes, our legs together, we're going up, 1, down, 2, down, 3, down, 4, down. 5, down. 6, down. 7, down. 8, down. 9, down. 10, down. Good. Take a little break. Take a little break. Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it out. Alrighty. It's kind of hard. I know I'm wearing black. I hope you guys can see everything. The video is a little far from me, so hopefully you can see everything. This is the first video I've done, so I don't know what it looks like. I hope it looks okay. Alright, the next position I want to go over is first position. So for all you ballet dancers out there, this is kind of similar to what you've done. Again, you really want to think about squeezing the glutes as much as possible, right? Keeping that core activated. You don't want space like this, right, in between your legs. Excuse me. But you want to really try to close as much of that space as possible by squeezing your inner thighs together. Okay? And we're just going up, down, 2, down. And what's really important here, right, is you really want to think about pushing over that front toe, right? This front toe here, you don't want your ankles to be knocking back, right? You really want to keep everything either neutral, kind of coming forward a little bit, pushing through that front toe. Good. I believe that's 10. Shake it out. We are done with that. Alrighty, the last one I want to do is our balance, right? So I have this handy dandy Bosu ball. If you have something similar at home, maybe even a pillow, I believe a pillow would work, okay? Just something that's not solid ground, okay? With this, please be careful. You guys aren't here in the studio, so I can't be here to help you out. Please be careful at home. If you feel like this is too much at the moment, go ahead and skip it, okay? But if you are ready for the balance, just find something that's not necessarily on stable ground, like a pillow, multiple blankets laid on top of each other, or something like that. Okay? What we're gonna do is we're just gonna step on, keeping our chest nice and tight, right? Let's see. Okay, we'll go through the different levels. Yeah. So there is level 1, right? Both feet on the floor. There is a slight bend at the knees, okay? Kind of keeping everything engaged. I just stay here. Right? Stay here for 30 seconds at a time, going to 3 sets of these, okay? Kind of going up the level, right? We can do marches, right? So we step up, step, 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 whoop. Oh my goodness. These are a little difficult, right? So just working on shifting that weight, focusing on all the different muscles in our ankles and our knees. Okay? Just again, doing marches for about 30 seconds or so, going through the 3 reps. Another one we can do is having our foot at the center of the ball and just focusing on that balance. Ooh. Good, keeping that core engaged, everything like that. Good. Going as long as you can, 30 seconds, hopefully a little bit longer than I can. And of course, just switching to the other side, okay? It does help to keep your head lifted, core engaged, right? Everything kind of lifting up. Whoa, my left ankle is clearly not as strong as my right. Oh. Cool. Hopefully you guys can go a little bit longer than I can. Alrighty, please feel free to get some water. We're going to finish up. We're just gonna do some static stretching right now, okay? Alrighty, so similar as before, just kind of follow along, okay? We're going up. Good. Feet together. We want to roll down from our head. And we'll drop it down. And we'll bring it to our butts. Alright, another important thing while we're stretching is to make sure that you're breathing, okay? So with these feet together, nice and tight, get them as close to you as possible and push those knees down as much as you can, okay? Just feel a nice, easy stretch. If you can, if you want to, you're more than welcome to lean forward a little bit. Go as far as you can. One thing I like to do is I like to put my hands on my ankles right here and push my knees down. That might help a little bit as well with that stretch. Good. From here, we're just going on to a wide V position, okay? So, if you can, as much as possible, try to eliminate this space right here. I know I've got some, yeah, but if you can, go ahead and push those knees to the floor, and we'll lean forward. One thing that's important with these stretches is as we're doing them, it's important to not tighten the muscle, okay? We do not want our muscles tight. We want them loose. We want to breathe into our muscles, right? Breathe into all the muscles, tendons, ligaments, everything that holds our body together. Send some oxygen there, right? Kind of imagine with your imagination, send some oxygen to that, to those muscles, those structures, okay? Now, with our hands forward, we're going to walk them over to that foot, okay? Kind of leaning over. Good. From here, we're going to continue that walking motion over to that other foot. One thing that might be a little bit common, right, is this other foot that we were just at, kind of rolling inwards. Try to avoid that. Try to push it out. Good. Remember to breathe into those muscles, those structures. All right. Go back to center and roll it back up. Kind of shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Good. From here, we want to roll onto our knees and lean back. Just like that. Good. Right? And if we can, try to push those hips to the ceiling. Alrighty, bring it forward. Staying on our knees, let's just go ahead and reach forward and try to send those hips back towards that back wall. Alrighty. Kind of tuck those toes underneath. We're gonna go to that downward dog position, pushing those hips up towards the sky. Walking those feet forward. Plie roll up. Good, just like that. Just a couple more stretches, kind of bring those hands behind your back, right? Kind of just walking them like this, and push those shoulders back and down. Okay, really opening up that chest. Feeling a nice, good stretch all throughout here. I hope you guys had fun. I did. All right, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Good. That is all I have for you today. Good job, everyone. I hope you guys are being safe at home. It is December 19th, so happy holidays to everyone. And I hope to see you in class soon.